pulang kampung nih.
Oh, gila.
Indonesia bagian dari diri saya.
Wih, aku udah expect guys ya dia cakap begitu. Aku udah expect guys dia cakap begitu. Ya, gila.
Buying sate, bakso from the street vendors.
Tinggal Presiden
I still
Amerika
remember
makan
the call
bakso
of the
guys.
vendors. Sate. Yeah, I remember that. Bakso. Enak ya.
Enak ya. Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel again yang Komen Reacts. Okay guys, siapa sangka guys ya, salah satu presiden paling berkuasa di dunia pernah jadi anak kampung di Jakarta. Waktu rakyat Amerika sibuk memilih pemimpin, orang Indonesia terkejut karena presiden itu pernah sekolah di SDN ataupun ya, SDN Menteng dan makan nasi goreng di tepi jalan. Nama aslinya adalah Barack Hussein Obama, tapi di Indonesia dia pernah dikenali sebagai Dari Soetoro. Jadi agak unik cerita nih kan, aku pun baru tahu tentang Barack Obama nih. Barack Obama seorang presiden Amerika yang cukup terkenal, negara yang super powerful, tapi pernah sekolah di Indonesia, tinggal di Indonesia, dan dia bilang itu kampung halamannya guys ya. Jadi yuk kita saksikan video ini. Stay tune. Oke guys, jadi tanpa perlu kita ngomong masa lagi, jom sama-sama kita saksikan video tersebut dalam giliran 1, 2, dan 3.
Pagi.
Kejut dong gue. Selamat pagi.
It is wonderful to be here at the University of Indonesia.
Oh, di Universitas Indonesia.
The faculty and the staff and the students, and to Dr. Gumilar Rusliwa Somantri, thank you so much for your hospitality.
Gila.
Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera.
Bahasa
Thank you for this wonderful
bahasa
welcome.
Indonesianya padu juga sih ya.
Thank you to the people of Jakarta and thank you to the people of Indonesia. Pulang kampung nih.
Oh, gila. Pulang kampung nih bilangnya. Senyuman aja tuh. Asik.
I am so glad that I made it back to Indonesia and that Michelle was able to join me. We had a couple of false starts this year, but I was determined to visit a country that's meant so much to me.
Oh.
And unfortunately, this visit is too short. But I look forward to coming back a year from now when Indonesia hosts the East Asia Summit.
Dia bilang dia balik ke Indonesia nih karena dia bilang Indonesia nih sangat berharga untuk dia sebab dia sudah tinggal lama kan di Indonesia dari waktu dia kecil sampai dia umur remaja kalau aku tak silap.
Before I go any further, I want to say that our thoughts and prayers are with all of those Indonesians who are affected by the recent tsunami and the volcanic eruptions, particularly those who've lost loved ones and those who've been displaced. And I want you all to know that, as always, the United States stands with Indonesia in responding to natural disasters, and we are pleased to be able to help as needed. As neighbors help neighbors and families take in the displaced. I know that the strength and the resilience of the Indonesian people will pull you through once more. Let me begin with a simple statement. Indonesia bagian dari diri saya.
Wih, aku udah expect guys ya dia cakap begitu. Aku udah expect guys dia cakap begitu. Ya, gila.
A simple statement.
Wih, merinding gua terus di rumah.
Bagian dari diri saya.
Gila. Gila. Mantap loh.
I first came to this country when my mother married an Indonesian named Lolo Soetoro.
Lolo Soetoro.
And as a young boy, I was as a young boy, I was coming to a different world. But the people of Indonesia quickly made me feel at home. Jakarta looked very different in those days. The city was filled with buildings that were no more than a few stories tall. This back in 1967, 68, most of you weren't born yet. The Hotel Indonesia was one of the few high-rises, and there was just one big department store called Sarina. That was it.
Gila. Walaupun dia membesar di Indonesia kan, walaupun dia membesar di Indonesia, lepas itu dia pindah ke Amerika, tapi dia ingat juga sejarah-sejarahnya di Indonesia macam mana ya. Presiden Amerika Barack Obama nih, bekas Presiden Amerika, mantan Presiden Amerika.
Becaks and Bemos, that's how you got around.
Becaks.
They
Bemo apa?
outnumbered automobiles in those days. And you didn't have all the big highways that you have today. Most of them gave way to unpaved roads and the kampongs. So we moved to Menteng Dalam, where, hey, some folks from Menteng Dalam right here. And we lived in a small house. We had a mango tree out front.
Aku suka lah cara Presiden
And
Obama
I
dia
learned to
bercakap.
love Indonesia while flying kites and running along the paddy fields and catching dragonflies, buying sate and bakso from the street vendors.
Tinggal Presiden
I still
Amerika
remember
makan
the call of
bakso
the
guys.
vendors. Sate. Yeah, I remember that. Bakso. Enak ya.
Enak ya. Aduh, best ya. Wih, best ya.
But most of all, I remember the people. The old men and women who welcomed us with smiles.
Ya, ya.
Children who made a foreign child feel like a neighbor and a friend. And the teachers who helped me learn about this country. Because Indonesia is made up of thousands of islands and hundreds of languages and people from scores of regions and ethnic groups. My time here helped me appreciate the common humanity of all people. And while my stepfather, like most Indonesians, was raised a Muslim, he firmly believed that all religions were worthy of respect.
Betul?
And in this way, he reflected the spirit of religious tolerance that is enshrined in Indonesia's constitution and that remains one of this country's defining and inspiring characteristics. Now, I stayed here for 4 years, a time that helped shape my childhood, a time that saw the birth of my wonderful sister, Maya, a time that made such an impression on my mother that she kept returning to Indonesia over the next 20 years to live and to work and to travel and to pursue her passion of promoting opportunity in Indonesia's villages, especially opportunity for women and for girls. And I was so honored. I was so honored when President Yudhoyono last night at the state dinner presented an award
Oh, ini masih zaman
on
Presiden
behalf of my mother, recognizing
Yudhoyono,
the
ya?
work that she did. And she would have been so proud because my mother held Indonesia and its people very close to her heart for her entire life. Now, so much has changed in the 4 decades since I boarded a plane to move back to Hawaii. If you ask me or any of my schoolmates who knew me back then, I don't think any of us could have anticipated that one day I would come back to Jakarta as the President of the United States.
Betul, betul, betul. Sebenarnya kan itu juga aku dari tadi pikir tuh guys ya. Aku bilang kan si presiden bekas mantan presiden Amerika nih Barack Obama nih kan. Oke, dia kecilnya dia di Indonesia ya, lepas tu dia fly pergi Hawaii, tiba-tiba dia balik pergi Jakarta, dia jadi Presiden Amerika ya, salah satu negara terkuat di muka bumi sekarang nih. Bayangkan tuh, ngeri boy.
And few could have anticipated the remarkable story of Indonesia over these last 4 decades. The Jakarta that I once knew has grown into a teeming city of nearly 10 million, with skyscrapers that dwarf the Hotel Indonesia, and thriving centers of culture and of commerce. While my Indonesian friends and I used to run in fields with water buffalo and goats, a new generation of Indonesians is among the most wired in the world, connected through cell phones and social networks. And while Indonesia, as a young nation focused inward, a growing Indonesia now plays a key role in the Asia Pacific and in the global economy. Now, this change also extends to politics. When my stepfather was a boy, he watched his own father and older brother leave home to fight and die in the struggle for Indonesian independence.
Ini dia
And I'm
cerita
happy to
tentang
be here on
kemerdekaan
Heroes Day to
Indonesia.
honor the memory of so many Indonesians who have sacrificed on behalf of this great country. When I moved to Jakarta, it was 1967, and it was a time that had followed great suffering and conflict in parts of this country. And even though my stepfather had served in the army, the violence and killing during that time of political upheaval was largely unknown to me because it was unspoken by my Indonesian family and friends.
Dia sempat ya
In my
zaman-zaman tu
household, like
guys.
so many others across Indonesia, the memories of that time were an invisible presence. Selamat pagi.
Habis dah pula. Tapi sedap lah dengar Presiden Obama ni cakap ni, mantan Presiden Amerika ni. Aku suka cara dia bercakap. Macam mana ya, kalau kita perhatikan Presiden Barack Obama ni, cara dia bercakap, walau dia tak, kalau kamu perasan lah, dia tak tengok skrip tu pun guys ya. Sebab kalau selalunya presiden-presiden ni, dorang akan bercakap, dorang akan membawa satu kertas yang menggunakan skrip, dan dorang akan letak beberapa poin di situ untuk dorang hafal lah, ataupun bukan hafal lah, untuk dorang baca. Tapi untuk Presiden Obama ni, ini yang uniknya guys ya. Dia bercerita seakan-akan dia memang sudah terbiasa dengan suasana tu. Jadi dia tidak gugup, dia tidak ragu-ragu untuk bercakap. Tengok cara dia bercakap tadi tentang orang-orang Indonesia. Dia bilang so kenangan-kenangannya dia tak lupa. Ini yang unik guys ya. Ini yang unik. Ini aku salut betul lah. Respect. Okay guys, jadi sampai situ salah reaction aku tentang Presiden Obama ni. Woi, gila guys ya, dia punya sejarah, dia cerita sejarah daripada kecil. Ini pun belum habis, aku tak dapat video penuhnya. Ini pun 8 minit pun, video ni pun aku tak sedar sebab jalan ceritanya tuh dia ceritakan amat detail sewaktu dia berada sampai di Jakarta pada tahun 1967, sebab dia punya mama kawin dengan orang Indonesia dan dia membesar juga lah di Indonesia, jadi dia mempunyai sejarah di sana. Dia makan bakso, dia makan sate. Lepas tu pada tahun 1967 tadi tu bilang Presiden Barack Obama ni ada kekacauan sedikit lah yang berlaku sebab negara tu belum stabil. Dia sempat ya zaman-zaman itu guys ya, itu semua zaman tu aku sendiri belum lahir. Mungkin ada beberapa orang dalam viewers aku ni belum lahir, mungkin ada sudah yang lahir, boleh komen nanti zaman-zaman itu. Tapi aku salut dengan Presiden Barack Obama ni, walaupun dia jadi Presiden Amerika, tapi dia tidak lupa dengan kampung yang dia besar tadi ya. Kampung yang dia besar, aku salut lah, serius lah, aku salut lah Presiden Amerika yang Barack Obama ni. Dan dia adalah salah satu Presiden Amerika yang berkulit hitam. Ini uniknya tentang dia nih, Barack Obama nih. Ini aku salut lah dengan cara dia bercakap dengan tenang, apa semua, memang hebat lah. One of the best president of America. Dan dia pun tidak sangka yang dia boleh jadi Presiden Amerika dan datang balik ke Indonesia, ke Jakarta tuh sebagai Presiden Amerika, Presiden nomor 1 terkuat ya guys ya, di antara nomor 1 dan nomor 2 dengan Rusia sialah terkuat pada zaman itu, memang terbaik guys ya. Oke guys, jadi sampai sini share reaction aku dan see you in the next video yang Comment Reacts going out.